Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Battlestar Galactica. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 10 of Battlestar Galactica. That was aggressive. It is a different day completely. It couldn't be the same day that I watched the last episode. I'm wearing a different shirt and the color around me is very different. Magic. But the last episode, she's a Cylon. She's a Cylon. If she's not a Cylon, I still don't like her. I still don't want her on my ship. She is no good for the ship. She is no good for Colonel Ty. She is no good for any of the men on the ship. I want a sick Gaius on her, so Six will strangle her in her sleep. Also, equally aggressive. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't like Ellen. I don't like Ellen for Colonel Ty. 100%. If she's not a Cylon, she is a disease that needs to be eradicated. She's making him drink, forcing alcohol in his mouth. Like, oh, that's healthy. And the fact that she was like flirting like heavily with at least Lee and at least Gaius, and she might actually try it on Commander Adama, even though he was like, no. And she was like, no. So they're obviously going to butt heads. I don't enjoy her character. I just really don't. Probably the character I like the least on the entire show. I like Lieben more than I like her. I want to hang out with Doral more than I want to hang out with Ellen. I don't like her. I don't like her at all. Now I'm very protective of Colonel Ty because he was rounding a corner. He was making a change. It was going to be different. He was really going to do it. And then all to hell. And I do like that Commander Adama at least was saying, like, I didn't want her here. I didn't want her here for you. But her mysteriously appearing on a ship and only having medical treatment for a week, knowing that Cylons look like everyone else, kinda. She's like, oh yeah, that old thing. And they're like, it's only been a couple days. She's like, news travels fast. Whatever. Like, she's like sober enough to ever have news infiltrate into her brain. I don't like her. A lot of people are like, oh, the people you don't like now, you'll probably like later. And the people that you like now, you probably won't like later. And it'll be in and out, in and out. I can't ever imagine liking Ellen. Ever. Anyway. But you know who I do like and who is like, I mean, I already liked her from the miniseries and I was very disappointed to learn that she was a Cylon, but Boomer/Sharon, especially Caprica, Boomer, Sharon. She very much is in love with Hilo. She is very much passionately trying to take care of him and keep him alive. And I am so excited for him and her. And Six having that like moment of jealousy of like, not even jealousy, but like, gosh, did it bother her that Sharon was feeling things for Hilo that, you know, she can't or hasn't experienced. Because Gaius isn't the guy you go to for love. Maybe of the physical type, but definitely not for the emotional type. He is not emotionally attached to Six. And not that I'm like, oh, I want that for her, but like great acting, I will say, by Trisha. The second that Doral is like, man, to feel that type of passion, that must be amazing. And for Doral to actually point that out is like he actually sees it as well, but like for her, she wants to experience it. And I feel like the more human emotions that the Cylons feel, the more compassion that they might feel towards humans, the more that like they won't want to eradicate them as much as they wanted to at the beginning. And I feel like the more experiences you have and the more you bond with a human or just with anybody in particular, but like mostly with the human and having that human experience of love. I mean, love conquers all, right? So like if you have that and you feel that and you know that, then like that can really change your perspective. And it also makes me think that that's why Six kind of like leans so heavily on believing in a God. Because they say that that's like that one true love thing that you can have, that experience of faith. is that it's so unconditional. Well, I don't know. I'm not in that camp. So to me, I'm just like, oh, I saw somebody talking about being an atheist and kids having bone cancer. It's just like, what a loving God, right? But I totally am like, of the sense of, if you have a personal faith and you feel that you have a God within you and that you have a belief, like, I think that that's a very beautiful thing. And like, that's like the one way that she experiences love without it having to be physical, because you can't physically love God. It has to be internal. It has to be emotional. It has to be spiritual. It has to come from within. And so for Six to kind of have that love, I feel like it makes sense for her to like really like push the boundaries of that, and really feel like souls are a thing, and God is a thing. And with Gaius, she will never feel that with Gaius. Nope. That man doesn't really have feelings. He's got a feeling that he enjoys. Oh God, the whole scene with him humping the air and then Starbuck coming in. Oh God, I can only imagine filming that, and like the crack up they had to have. Like, I'm sure they were professionals at some point during that whole scene. But I can't imagine how many takes it took to get it. It's phenomenal. I enjoy Gaius very much. But kind of learning that like the Cylon detector isn't really detecting Cylons, and if it is, he's lying about the results. Why bother? Why bother? Why bother? We're just going to have to wait until they come into view with the rest of the Cylons, and they're having like their little Cylon meetup, and you know, they're having like a get together in which you're like, oh, that's a new face, Cylon. Good to know. Nice to meet you. Kinda. Unless you're one of my favorites. So now Dee and Gaeta and Ellen are my 3 top suspects for Cylons. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the second I gain sympathy for a character, like Ty, I feel... I feel like Colonel Ty should actually still be at the top of my list, but because I'm feeling sympathy for him, I'm like, oh, you poor thing. There's no way you could be a Cylon. Cylon. Damn it! Everyone is a Cylon except for the commander. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. The president, Lee, Starbuck, Hilo. I want to say Billy, but you know what? Because I really like Billy and I feel bad for him because he doesn't really have that good a game. But yeah, he could be a Cylon. Anyway, it's what is the point of me guessing who's a Cylon other than you guys watching me try to like piece together all the information? Losing my mind. I did have a Red Bull earlier, so I apologize if I'm talking too fast and it's not clear and I'm being erratic, but I'm having fun, so that's all that matters. Okay, so we need to catch up with Hilo and Sharon. Are they away? Are they safe? Because they weren't found. And it seemed to have pissed off a lot of Cylons, the Centurions, whatever they are. Then we had the raider that was in and out of whatever it is, FTL. They still want to figure that out, but I think Starbuck was right that it was just toying with them. And Colonel Ty was responsible for engaging and destroying that raider. So bravo, Colonel Ty. And then we haven't seen anything from Chief Boomer or the raider that we currently have on the deck. So I would really like to catch up with that. Maybe not on the inside. I feel like that should be rotting on the inside. And somebody pointed that out and I was like, ew, gross. But yes, also yes, gross. Anyway, unless they're keeping it alive somehow, but I feel like it's dead. And it needs to be alive in order for the ship to run correctly. And also we need to learn about the hot spines. I'm sure it's a connection. It's like a USB port, but in reverse. Hi, Dad. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. Here we go.
I can assure you the fuel shortage is our #1 priority. Galactica has ships scouring the nearby star systems, and we can anticipate they will soon find Tillium.
Tillium, is that gas? 36 days in space, Tillium fuel is down to 5%.
Isn't it a fact, Madam President, that we only have enough for 2 more jumps?
What?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, shit.
Do we have a contingency plan if we run out of Tillium?
Float. Whoa. Sweetheart, are you dreaming? Hallucinating? Kamala extract?
We would use our last fuel to jump to the nearest planetary system.
And pray we're lucky enough to find a habitable planet.
Yes, essentially, but what choice do you have? What is up with this? Oh, girl, you need to go. You need to get out of there. Billy, get her out of there.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. She's gonna have to tell people at some point. Oh? Did he do it?
Jackpot, Boomer! That asteroid dead ahead is a mountain of Tillium! Check it!
Nice! I thought we were gonna have to go the whole episode before he found something.
We're heroes!
Great, Boomer. The second that I score, the bus driver jumps in and takes the credit.
Okay, so who's the one that we suggested?
What?
Uh-oh.
Silence.
Oh, shit. Shit. Are they gonna see them? What was that? Was that a settlement or was it a station? I don't know. Oh, yep. All full-length reactions are available on Patreon and up to 2 episodes early on YouTube. In the meantime, take this moment right now to like this video. If you're not subscribed, why not? You want to leave a comment down below? Just say something nice. I didn't time that properly. There we go.
Exactly how often is most of the time?
Hey, Prax.
Depends on your judgment and how well you pray.
We're working on the plan now, and I need some serious out-of-the-box thinking.
Out of the box is where I live.
Absolutely. That's why I came to you, girl. I love Starbucks plans.
You're kidding, right? You read Pythia, and now you're having me on.
No.
What's Pythia?
Who is Pythia?
Pythia wrote about the exile and the rebirth of the human race. And the Lord's anointed a leader to guide the caravan of the heavens to their new homeland.
Oh.
And unto the leader they gave a vision of serpents, numbering 2 and 10.
Now, if we do it right, there will not be any Cylon survivors.
We definitely need Lee in more tank tops.
I want Starbuck in here because she's not weighed down by conventional thinking.
That's why I like her.
All due respect, gentlemen, we're not as crazy as she is.
Okay. So what would you do differently?
Spill.
What we need to do is make their patrols part of our plan. Make their tactics work for us.
Yeah. What she said.
Here's what I would do. At position code Deacon, we'll need 3 civilian freighter ships to use as decoys.
Which means those passengers will have to be relocated to other ships which are already overcrowded.
Yeah, but they need fuel.
Well, the freighters are yours. Good hunting, everyone.
This is our target.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cylon bears.
Don't show it to
Cylon expert.
Baltar. Oh, Gaius.
Oh, come on, he must have an inkling. Where I should tell him to bomb.
No. But God does.
Here we go.
He's the Cylon god.
God doesn't take sides. He only wants your love. Open your heart to him and he'll show you the way.
Yeah, thank you for noticing.
There, right there. Hit any one of them, and the place will go up like a 3-kiloton bomb.
How do we know that, guys? Was that a guess? It's no time for guessing, Gaius. You gonna have a wacky conversation with Six in the hallway? Yeah!
Delivered with such alarm.
He didn't speak to me. God didn't speak to me. So I was totally lying.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So the fate of the entire human race depends upon my wild guess.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah, he's weird. People are just kind of okay with it too. I wouldn't be.
A Viper thruster pedal requires this much force
Oh, I like this.
to activate.
Please don't hurt her knee. Oh god. If it snaps, I'm gonna be grossed out.
5, 4.
You just gotta heal, girl. It's okay. You came up with the plan.
It's odd, isn't it?
What?
That we haven't seen a single living human being since the one you shot when you rescued me. I mean,
Yeah, it
we're
is a
still
little
alive.
weird.
Why nobody else?
Probably hold out in their fallout shelters or something.
Or dead. Or imprisoned somewhere. I don't know what the Cylons do with humans when they find them.
Baked beans, corn.
Oh, you okay, girl? Why would she be
Someone
getting
would do.
sick?
Sharon, have you been taking your anti-radiation meds?
I think it was those cold beans we had this afternoon.
Is it kind of the same thing that happened to like Doral and Leoben on Ragnar?
Got something for you. Belonged to your grandfather. My mom bought it for him when he was in law school.
Is it a lighter?
See the engraving on it?
Barely make it out, but
He's a better father than I was.
I don't know. You're a pretty good father. Take it with you, kiddo.
you know, sometimes it feels like the whole ship thinks Starbuck would do better.
I don't.
How can you be so sure?
Because you're my son.
I'll bring it back.
You better. I'll kick your ass. It's a good lighter.
It's sad that he thinks that people don't believe in him and that Starbuck would be better on the mission. I think plenty of people believe in him.
Sharon, what the heck? You killed her.
Let me see.
She's got some explaining to do. Oh, that's right. He doesn't know that Cylons look like humans. Oh, God. You hurt yourself, dude. His ankle's snapping. That's all I can see when they jump off there. I wish she would just tell him. I feel like he would be understanding. Maybe.
If they take the bait, all hell breaks loose.
Until then?
We wait.
Why is Gaius up here? Can you just please make him go sit in a hole somewhere? Okay. It's coming together.
The freighter. They're en route to intercept.
D, launch strike force 1.
Attention, pilots man your planes. Pilots man your planes.
Why weren't they ready to go? I really want to see Hot Dog on the side of one of those Vipers.
I just hope that Lee can.
Can what?
Bro,
I never wanted this kind of responsibility.
the Cylons never asked us what we wanted.
Exactly. You don't get to make that choice. You don't get to make those decisions anymore. You just have to do what you have to do.
Cylon patrol spotted our attack force. The base sent out 50 more raiders to intercept.
Shit.
50 raiders.
Weren't the decoys supposed to take care of that?
Cylons are too smart for that.
It was the only game plan they had.
Weapons free, committing.
I don't know who this is, so he's probably gonna die. He the red shirt in this scenario?
Fireball! You're 6! I'm hit! I'm hit! Stop!
Deadbolt, center, 2 bandits closing your right 5.
Sorry for the red shirt comment.
Cylon Strike Force is turning away from Deacon and inbound to Galactica.
Figured. Gaius, get out of there. It looked like Starbuck just had an idea.
Now we play for all the marbles.
Okay.
Starbuck, it's your plan.
What does that mean?
Will you please tell Dee to get on the scrambler and inform Apollo the back door is open?
Aye, Lieutenant.
Was this part of their plan?
Godspeed, Apollo.
What does that mean? Oh my god, I love this plan. Oh, I love that shot too. Great move. Great move.
Initial point in 5 seconds.
Hey. I was wondering where Prax was. What's his name? Chuckles? Ah!
Incoming!
Girl, come on. What's her name? Cat?
Target acquired, tone and lock. Firing.
Come on, Cat. Like killing Womperants back home.
Chuckle!
Oh no. Oh no! Oh god!
Chuckle's got it! He's going down!
Oh no.
I'm gonna take a closer look.
I like when Lee doesn't do things by the book.
Engaging Cylon fighters. Target acquired. Tone and lock.
Come on, hot dog. Space shit!
Oh no, don't do this, Lee.
Yeah, do this, Lee.
The conveyor tunnel's clear. I'm going through it.
Freaking mind, Apollo!
I love this! It's a Starbuck move.
Has he gone raving mad? There's no way to ensure it does anything of the kind.
Oh, Lee.
Come on, keep it together, Lee. Keep it together.
I love you, Lee. I love you so much. Pull up. Oh my god. Oh, it's so sexy. It's so sexy when he does that stuff. But just let's hope Gaius was right about that, right?
Galactica. Mission accomplished. You can tell Dr. Baltar he was right on the money. It's one hell of a fireworks show.
Wow. Gaius is gonna start being full of faith now.
I said that I couldn't have done it better myself.
Well, thank you.
They do have a lot of alcohol on that ship. Toss that lighter back. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be the end of it. Anytime there is a happy ending, there isn't a happy ending.
All of this has happened before. All of this will happen again.
What?
Everyone knows that verse. What are you getting at?
Yeah, what are you getting at?
Led by serpents numbering 2 and 10.
The vipers. They're the serpents.
There's a later verse, Gaius. Though the outcome favored the few, it led to a confrontation at the home of the gods.
What?
So God wanted me to destroy the Cylon base.
You did well. You gave yourself over to him.
Did he? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I suppose I did. There's really no other logical explanation for it. I am an instrument of God.
Oh, that is not good. That's the last thing we need Gaius Baltar thinking. Oh, God. Literally, oh, God. Oh, R.I.P. Chuckles. Okay. Unexpected episode. I mean, when I saw that it said Hand of God, I was like, uh-oh. And I feel like while, like, I was in the same boat as guys of rolling my eyes about all the God talk, the last person you want believing that they are an instrument of God is Gaius Baltar. Because with that ego, thinking that a higher being is working through him, that is so dangerous. That is so incredibly dangerous. Oh my God. But I find it like really interesting that they are relating a lot of like what was happening in the episode to like scripture about the serpents, vipers, 2 and 10. That I guess, is she like, I don't know if she'd be like considered a priest, but like, I guess the religious leader that is in the fleet, you know, kind of thinking that the president was taking a piss at her a little bit by like, kind of fitting into scripture, quoting scripture, or like even the symbolism of certain things and talking about it. I mean, I don't think the president would do that. I don't think she would read something and then regurgitate it in a way that like put her in a position, but definitely it's very interesting that if something has happened before, it will happen again. So if it has been written before and it is destined to happen again, you know, I could kind of see this like cyclical relationship. Symbiotic, cyclical, circular, whatever, that like you could just be in this loop of like history repeating itself over and over again. And that happens just in normal life. History does repeat itself over and over and over again, while, you know, the minutia of everything is very different. The overall arc is repetitive. So I could see that happening again. But the fact that she said the thing about the snakes and about a dozen, 2 and 10, and then the vipers, the 10 vipers, I think it was 10, but like 2 sets of 10 or whatever it is, I'm sure I could go back and like really figure out everything, but I was more like blown away by the fact that they had the ships hidden, which I have seen in Star Wars and The Expanse and now Battlestar Galactica, and I never get tired of it. It's a phenomenal. I don't think the Cylons would have thought of that. They don't have Star Wars. They don't have The Expanse. They don't have Battlestar Galactica. We do. But I love when we get these unconventional ways of doing things where like Lee and Colonel Ty are very much like, well, this is the strategic battle plan that we are accustomed to. And for Commander Adama to look at Starbuck and say, I want your brain on this. What would you do? And she kind of already knows what the Cylons would do. Like she says, like, well, this is how, if I were a Cylon, I would stop this attack that you guys have already come up with. And the fact that she came up with it, and she doesn't like being in that position. Like, she really hates it. She wants to be, you know, I don't want to say behind the wheel. I don't know, behind the stick. She's the one that wants to be in the action, getting it done. And there's an amount of control that she doesn't have just by sitting back and listening to what's going on. And Lee, I mean, for him to like doubt his ability just because Starbuck's the best pilot and she's the best shot, like, I mean, that doesn't mean that you're not good. That doesn't mean that you're not equally as good. You're just not Starbuck. You're different. while you may be conventional, you can still get the job done. And he did. And by being influenced by each other, like that's how you get better and better. You can't just stay along the same path and just always get better that way. Like normally it's learning different information, learning different tactics, trying something new. And fortunately it worked out for Lee beautifully. And I was so excited to see him go kind of off book, go outside the box, just inside the conveyor belt. But anyway, he did something that he probably wouldn't have done regularly without having the conversation with his father, without having the conversation with Starbuck, without, kind of feeling almost inadequate that he wasn't Starbuck. He did a Starbuck move. And like, I don't know if Starbuck would have done that, but I feel like she would have tried something like that. And I think that that's great that he did. Now it's in his wheelhouse. Now he's like, you know what? Maybe I will take bigger risks, or I'll try something that's a little more unconventional, because look at how it turned out. While completely dangerous, he literally could have slammed into that wall. Like it could have been really, really bad. It worked out, and it worked out well. And now we have fuel for years. And that hug between the president and Starbuck, like the surprise hug, and then like the secondary hug, I feel like, I don't know what Starbucks' relationship is with her parents, but I felt like that was like a mom hug coming from the president, the second one, and I feel like they both needed that. I feel like they both needed to like feel that like happy release of a hug. You know me, I'm a big hugger. If you watched any of my Ted Lasso reactions, I am like, I love hugs. Everyone needs hugs. Hugs can change the world with consent. And I know that they didn't have much of a choice, that they had to go to the fuel. They had to attack, because they really didn't have any other choice. And I almost like when they're backed into a corner, because they're willing to take those risks instead of like, well, what can we do that's safe? Well, take a risk. Now with Hilo and Sharon on Caprica, I don't know why she's getting sick, other than like, I'm just remembering Doral and Leoben when they were on Ragnar, and kind of like what was happening with them. And I don't think she's necessarily getting radiation sickness, but I'm wondering if it is something like that like there's something in the air that like is affecting her. Cause like, we know it's not pregnancy. We know that like, food shouldn't really affect her. Like she shouldn't get physically ill, because if she's a Cylon, like she could stop breathing and she'd be completely fine. So to me, like it would have to be something that would only affect Cylons. Now, I absolutely love that Hilo saw Six and was like, wait, she's supposed to be dead. I saw her die right in front of me. Her blood was spilling all over me. You shot her. And there she is, still alive, with the rest of the metal Cylons. So I think there's going to be questions that he's going to be asking Sharon, and like, obviously he's not going to be like interrogating her, like, what do you know? But he's just going to be like, I don't understand. How is she still alive? You killed her. Like, didn't you kill her? I thought I saw you kill her. I thought I saw her blood. Oh my God, she should be dead. That maybe it will bother Sharon so much that she'll just be like, I'm Zion. Love me. Choose me. Pick me. I don't know why I went with Grey's Anatomy on that, but I did. But I do think that like if Sharon, oh God, that's what's hard, is I don't know if Hilo would like try to kill Sharon. I don't think he would. Like he woke up and he was like looking at her like, you are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I feel like he loves her enough that he wouldn't like lose his shit immediately and like the wrong way, of like the killing way. He might lose his shit in like, are you effing kidding me? But I don't think that it would be like Boomer finding out she's a Cylon on Caprica and snapping Gaius's neck. Like I think the reactions would be very different. But I also don't know if Cylons are also like kind of on self-preservation mode, where they're like, don't tell somebody you're a Cylon. And if you do, let it definitely be passive-aggressive, slightly sarcastic, or in a joking way, because that's what we've gotten so far. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon, and up to 2 episodes early, so you can see them before YouTube. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Really, like I said, I don't really know what to ask on a show that is 20 years old, that everyone has seen in full, because your questions are typically informed by something that happens later. So, yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing. But I truly love all the moments that we're getting between, Commander Adama and Lee, like with the lighter with his grandfather's name on it, and bring this back to me. And my father won cases with this lighter, and he lost him when he didn't. I thought was just so wonderful and beautiful of a thing to give to Lee, because it's his grandfather, and it's so meaningful and it's so special. And, I especially love the conversation that we got with Commander Adama and Starbuck while she's like trying to like push the weight with her leg. And I mean, he definitely was proving a point to her that like, you're not invincible. You can't do it all. And you need to take a break, and you need to leave this, let somebody else take the lead on this. But I'm just loving all of those moments. And even with the president, like with Rosalind, like she is so good in just every scene she's in. I definitely appreciate it. And why is Gaius Baltar involved in every little scene? Like, he does not need to be where they're shoving around all the ships or CIC. Like he doesn't need to be there. How do they still trust the guy that's like talking to himself? Like, everybody like walks past him and they're like, what the hell is going on with that dude? And they're still like, you know what you should do? You should be actively involved in everything. It's a great way to keep your eye on him. It's also like he knows too much and he's too involved, and now he's an instrument of God. So here we go. But guys, I looked before the episode started. There's only 13 episodes in this season, so we've got 3 more episodes to go before the season finale. I am absolutely in love with this show, and I can't wait for more. And before I go, R.I.P. Chuckles. I feel like I cursed him. He's a red shirt. Sorry. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.